everybody, Mr. Elaborate here again today, and in my last video I said that I would be going through the idea of a For Honor 2 potentially, or I just wanted to talk about For Honor in general. um, so I thought today, yeah, why not, let's talk about some For Honor 2 and the idea of it, and I thought this would be a good video to elaborate on, as a lot of people in the comments will be talking about this kind of title anyway, For Honor 2. So I thought we could just look into it a little bit more and see what people are thinking of. Me, I personally like this game quite a lot, and I think the idea of For Honor 2 will be great. I think it'll be probably like the best business decision that Ubisoft could make for the game anyway, because you know it's unique. There's nothing out there like it, and people that play For Honor, like they know this, you know. But me anyway, it's like I love the game anyway. It's like chess. It's like chess with fighting. It's the best way I can describe it. But it is really good. But anyway, I'm sure people that are going to be watching this video already know about For Honor anyway. Um, so yeah, uh, I think I'm just gonna read through like the comments that actually interest me and the ones that I can actually elaborate and talk about quite a bit, instead of looking through the comments that ain't getting that much attention. But I'll look through quite a few today anyway. So the first one, by Sir Awesome the Third. The only problem with a 15 versus 15 mode or 30 player mode is that could you imagine getting ganked by 10 players? You know, I've read this before, I'm not going to lie, but I just wanted to touch on it a little bit more as well. He's got a very good point, to be honest with you. They've got to do it in a, I can imagine they'll do it in a certain way, like a certain type of ground war kind of way. That would be kind of cool, but I think maybe the 8v8 would be like the perfect kind of game mode for that. I think anything more, that's just going to be too chaotic. And they're right in a sense, to be honest, because 15 versus 15 and getting ganked by 10 players, that's just that I'd feel so humiliated after that happening. But I'm sure they'll figure out a way like to kind of balance it out a little bit with the revenge and the kind of armor that they might get when they enrage. So I don't really know how they're going to really do this. I think the 4v4 game modes are just kind of cool anyway, like the duels and the Dominion and the I mean the game modes that they've got already are kind of cool, like the duels, Dominions, etc. But the breach mode is pretty cool as well. But I think they could do some more game modes as well, which will just make the game a little bit more interesting, you know, because right now it's a bit stale at the moment. Like the game's still fun to play, like, you know, I may have like maybe 2, 3, 4 duel matches and then maybe one Dominion Dominion game a day, or maybe a bit less, just depending on the things that I've got to do in the day. But it's still interesting to play. But I feel like they need to have a little bit more than just getting some new armor, and it'd be a little bit less grindy. But yeah, this is quite funny, to be honest. Getting ganked by 10 players, that is not something. I'm sure they'll figure out a way to kind of get around that, but I still think a larger game mode would be pretty cool. Okay, Ryan Grenier. I'd love to see a For Honor game set in an ancient era where you have Greeks, Romans, and Egyptians, or something. Call it For Glory. For Glory. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Sorry about my reading, but yeah, Greeks, Romans, Egyptians, and call it something like For Glory. You know, that kind of you know, I got goosebumps when I heard, when I first read that. But yeah, that'd be pretty cool, to be honest. I do think that with how to explain, with the sequel, if there is going to be a sequel, I don't really know how they're going to do it, because people have invested so much time in these characters, such as like the Black Prior, or like the characters that they've made, for example, like the Warden, and you know, all these you know the characters in front of, like the Warden, the Shaman, the Aramusha, like all these types of characters. People have made them already, so people have invested so much time into learning their moveset, because people that play For Honor, they know that it's not an easy game to get your head around at first, but once you get your head around it and once you kind of know the moveset, you kind of get better the more you play it. You can't just like get on the game and just start killing people and just like killing people straight away. It's not going to work like that. It's more, the combinations and the button combinations that you gotta press, and like the timing, and you gotta be like 2-3 moves ahead when playing this game. I think that's why I find it interesting so much. But that's what I'm trying to understand and trying to think now, is that are they going to just, I like the idea of Greeks, Romans, Egyptians. Um, I think that would be cool, as well as the factions that they've already got now, such as the Knights, the Samurais. I think like they should still have that kind of diversity within the game. But I do think they should have some kind of, if they're gonna make a sequel, they need to just have the fresh characters or make a new rendition of the characters that they've already got. For example, Black Prior, like a new rendition of the Black Prior. He's my main, if you don't know already. But um, but yeah, new renditions to those characters, for example, have some new movesets within them. Maybe some moves, maybe the same, similar, but maybe have kind of big changes in a way, because it's a sequel, so you can't have everything the same as the first one. Otherwise, it's just like a big update. But I think me personally, I would like them to go down the route of them completely having new characters, new knights, new samurais, um, what is it, Egyptians, Romans. I think it'll be really cool. I like this comment a lot because it has here introduced some new kind of new factions. The Egyptians especially, kind of like spear kind of characters, and just like the Egyptian. I don't know, I can't remember what kind of Egyptian weapons they are, but they have a lot. From what I remember, there is a lot of cool ones, especially the Romans and the Greeks as well. Like, so yeah, that would be really interesting. I would be looking forward to that. It seems like a lot of people are down for the sequel. I'm honestly so down for the sequel. Yeah, I would be too, because the game's getting a bit stale now, and just releasing a new character after so long is just getting a bit boring. Me personally, I think they are working on the game, and that's just not me being optimistic. Just because it's a Ubisoft game, and normally they do make sequels. Most of the time they do make sequels. I don't see why they would change it For Honor. And if they pay attention, if they look, like that fan base is still going. Like, they might have had a rough start at the beginning, but I think with a For Honor 2, like, people were intrigued by the idea at the start, and either they couldn't get past that learning curve. I really hope they don't make it kind of user friendly though. Like, I really hope they don't make it. I don't know what the word is. I can't remember, but fan base. I think no, not fan service. I don't know what the word is, but they're kind of doing it for the noobish kind of players to make it a little bit more easier for them. I really hope they don't go down that route, because what makes this game so special is because it is difficult and it is challenging, and when once you get past that learning curve and understand your combinations, that's what makes the game interesting. And knowing the character and like learning the new move sets and taking time and putting time and energy into the game is what makes it good. But when if you're going to if you're going to cater for the noobs, then that's not going to be the right way. I think they know this. They're not they're a big gaming company. I don't think they're that kind of stupid to do something like that. But yeah, okay. I want an expansion with a story mode and story mode ornaments. I guess a story mode would be cool. A story mode would be good if you can have. I mean, it was co-op before, but like the story was kind of, yeah, it was kind of samey after a while. It was just kind of killing people. If it had more of a story element to it, then maybe it would have been good, with kind of like bigger boss fights and all that, which I think they might do. But I think the main primary focus would be kind of like, I don't know what the game's called, but the main focus of the game should be just multiplayer. To be honest, it should be just um, it should just like the Last of Us main focus should be the story mode. I think For Honor's main focus should just be the multiplayer, and it can throw in a little story element as well. But I think For Honor in particular, it is a multiplayer game, so that focus needs to be there solely. Like, focus on the multiplayer first, then think about the story afterwards, because this is what the fan base want. Um, I think I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of quite the majority of fan base when they say focus on the multiplayer, because the multiplayer is what's intriguing. Um, okay, I'd feel Dang Doggy Dog. I'd feel a new title would be the best to repackage For Honor and allow for hype to come back to the game. I believe so too. I believe so. Like a rebranding of the game is what it needs at the moment, because it's kind of done the damage already at the start of launch, where people should have given it a little bit of a chance. I mean, I can see why people are a little bit annoyed. Like, I can see why people are a bit cheesed off because they spent probably their hard-earned money in that game. At launch, it was quite buggy, but I really advise people just to give it another chance now and just see how the game plays now, because it is kind of like a different game to what it was at launch. The kind of the the difference between the game then and the difference between the game now, it is kind of like two different games, because it was so buggy at first and now it's just, I don't know, it's just different. It kind of plays better, and especially on PC. A PC is just like, it's kind of crisp, it's kind of clear. The button dynamics, everything is just nice. But I play on PS4. But I wish I had a PC, because I know it's probably like even a different game from PS4 to PC. But I'll probably just wait till PS5 and play on that. But um, I do want to get a PC one day. I'm still sticking by that. Um, uh, I'd honestly love a sequel. I like the idea of taking what For Honor has and polishing it with more, as well as adding new additions to the game. I think so too. Like it just really, all it really needs to do is just kind of add some new maps in there and have some new characters and have some new kind of new kind of move sets and new kind of um don't know what the word is, but like have some new kind of elements in the game, make it fresh as well. Like it can't just be the same with a repolishing, or it needs to be something new and unique at the same time. But at the same time as well, keep making it still For Honor. But I think obviously with the sequels, there always is time if they are working on it, I'm sure they're looking into this already, and they're looking at how they can they can make the best out of this game. And probably I hope they're just polishing it to the point where when the game comes out, it's just going to be perfect at launch. I'm being very optimistic here. Very optimistic, but I hope that is the case. I'm speaking like this sequel is actually going to happen. There's no official thing. It's just an idea at the moment. But I think this idea is something that will be really, really interesting, and it'll be really, really good to have in the future. Um, Especially with the new maps as well. That's what I was thinking about as well, because this one character coming out like every 3 months. Like I think there's like 4 seasons within the year in it. So um, yeah, just like 4 characters in a year. It's kind of dead, you know. And there's no maps in there or anything. They're just throwing in a new character with maybe some events, but with no new game modes and no new maps to play. It's just getting a bit dry at the moment. So it's kind of annoying at the moment, to be honest, because I do like the game still. I do like it, and I want to still stay invested into it. But it's hard to do that when you're only releasing 4 characters in a year. You know, I wouldn't mind even if they just dropped a sequel or something, or they dropped a teaser trailer like, yeah, this game is coming. Then I would be like, all right, okay, fair enough. I'll wait for that. I can still enjoy the game and enjoy the game as it is now on its in its final stages. But I think I'll be anticipating that sequel, so it'll be okay. But right now, like we haven't got no idea of a sequel, and it's just like releasing these characters. You know, like 4 characters in a year, and like no new maps, no new game modes. It's just getting a bit dry, to be honest. So I mean, the game's good, and obviously there's nothing like it really. That's why I'm kind of annoyed, because the game's got so much potential. It's got so much potential, but you know, when you're not really doing nothing much besides just bringing out a new character with a few new armor sets, and you know, there's nothing really to strive for within the game. And like being good at the game, it just you know it gets boring after a while. But okay, Ubisoft. This is what I'm talking about. Ubisoft is just ignoring For Honor's existence at this point. I mean, they are. I don't. That's the thing. We don't know if they're working on it or not, or we don't know if they just don't care about it. Because, like, I don't know. Me personally, like, I enjoy it. This is like one of my favorite games. Like I said, there's nothing like it. So I enjoy this more than like Call of Duty, or like I've never really played Rainbow Six, so I can't really compare. But like I said, it's just the uniqueness about the game is what I like. It's not just one of those games like Tekken that you can just like beat them up and you know win the game. Or it's not like a. I mean, FIFA is technical and tactical. You can't really compare the two really, but trying to compare it with like another fighting game, but it's not really anything like that. Really, it's a genre within itself is the best way I can describe it. There's nothing out there like it. But for them to kind of ignore it at the moment and just release those characters without any new maps or any big updates or like anything like that, then it's just like I said, they are kind of ignoring it, to be honest. So yeah, it's not something that I'm enjoying about. I'm not something that I'm enjoying at the moment. So yeah, but I do love the game still. That love's there for it. But okay. Um, I feel like a sequel for this game with how much time and customization put into it would be like Overwatch sequel. I don't want to pay $60 for the same game, and I think that's what it means. Same game and two slapped on the game when it could have been just implemented into the base game. Um, uh, I hope, yeah, I get what you're saying, and I think you just what you're really saying is potato on a spork. Funny name, by the way. I think what you're really trying to say is that you hope it's not just like a little bit of an update in the game. You want it to be some. If you're gonna pay your $60, you want it to be something fresh, and it's still gonna be original because it's For Honor. There's nothing out there like it, but at the same time, like have something completely different at the same time. Like have those new characters, make it an actual sequel, make it a For Honor 2, like make it like people talk about the idea of it being kind of like a medieval period as well. Like, I mean, no, I don't know what. For Honor is, I don't know, like there's the Viking element to it, the samurai elements and all that kind of thing, but they're talking about kind of what with dragons and like kind of magic and all that kind of thing. But I don't think that's what For Honor is, to be honest. Like I think the dragons and stuff like that's cool for like illustrations and the wolves and all that kind of thing. But um um I don't know. I don't know what I was getting at, to be honest, when I first mentioned that. But yeah, I think For Honor should just stick to their kind of stick to how they've got it now with the kind of factions, but just like implement kind of new characters, new map designs, and new game modes. I think that would be a good way and a good direction to go with a For Honor sequel. So it doesn't kind of like discredit the fan base that they've got already, but then it can kind of bring in some new faces and new people to the genre as well. Um, but like I said, the ball is in their court. Whatever they want to do with the game or whatever they feel like would be a good idea for the game, then I think it would be. I think they'll pull it off. I mean, I think the guy behind it. I think he's left the studio now, but the main guy who created the game, there was like a Netflix documentary about it on, but he seemed very passionate about the game. So yeah. Um, I would love a spin-off of a For Honor game with the art of war, but it's a co-op open world game and your hero moveset is based off your weapon. I think a co-op open world will be a cool kind of element to be in a kind of free one kind of thing with your friend. For example, like if you go to the smithy, and that's where you can kind of upgrade your weapons, and that's where you can do training, and you can do training duels, and um, maybe it's kind of like an open world hub kind of thing where you can go to, like, you have to travel to a certain point to enter into a Dominion match, and then you can see people walking around, other people that you're going to be fighting, and then you can be taunting and that kind of idea. I think that would be pretty cool. You can show off your illustrations, and maybe you can speak within the people within that lobby before you go in and fight. I think that would be a good idea. So yeah, I think this is what I mean about it being a For Honor 2. Like, don't just do the kind of same things, but have the same kind of beauty that it has in the first kind of game, and then implement the new kind of strategies within this new game as well, the sequel, I should say. But yeah, that kind of idea of open world, I think that would be cool for like a kind of hub open world kind of thing. That would be pretty cool. Talk to the people that you're about to fight with. Go to the smithy, customize your weapon. Maybe go to the shop, create your own character features, all that kind of thing. Man, that would be pretty cool. So yeah, I hope they take the time with it, and I hope they invest some good time and energy into it, and I hope they make it the best that they could. I'd honestly love a next gen For Honor sequel, maybe 2023 or 2024. Like I said, like whenever the game comes out, it'll be great. You know, like I think that's quite a while away, to be honest. But you know, at the same time, it could be very likely that's when it will come out, depending on when the game came into production. Um, so this getting distributed at this time, I think it can be quite likely as well. Me personally, I would like it to be at the end of the year, or maybe 2022. That would be nice. That would be a good time period. But like I said, I mean, if it does come out, or if they tell us that it is coming, then I think that will kind of put a lot of players at ease, and we'll happily sit back and wait. I think I'll read like a few more comments, and then I don't want these videos to be too long. You know, I just want to have a little quick discussion about what people think of it, and then maybe in the comment sections we can talk about it a little bit more in the future. But we'll see. This channel's still growing, so I'll see what people say, people think of it in the future. But to be honest, like the general kind of I don't know if the consensus is the word of people in the comment section, in this comment section anyway, they are anticipating that sequel. So I don't think anybody really doesn't like the kind of idea of there not being one. Uh, Tony D, I've been thinking now for a good time for a sequel, more factions, more emphasis on 1v1 mechanics, or real battlefield mode. Yeah, I was thinking when I first got the game, when I first got For Honor 2, my first kind of initial ideas was like, this essentially is kind of Battlefield, but Vikings and samurais, and you know and the whole Dominion capturing flags and all that kind of thing. Like, I was amazed when I first seen it. It's just like, yeah, this is so cool, this is so new, this is so fresh, I love it. But it does kind of resemble Battlefield in a way, with the capturing the flags, and I think if they had like a kind of conquest mode, that'd be pretty cool. But going back to what we said earlier about getting ganked by 10 people, that would be a problem. That would be a problem. So you know, they really need to think how they're gonna go about this. And you know, normally when sequels first come out, there is problems at the start, and they need to create some updates and changes, etc. So you know, it's all just gonna be a work in progress kind of thing. But you know, in the future, hopefully this comes to life, and you know, we will see. Um, so yeah. Okay, I think I'll read one more good comment, and then I'll call it a day. 8v8 breach type mode would be great. Hell, I would settle for a 5v5. That's true, you know, because I think, to be honest, I think 8v8 would be perfect, you know, just kind of double the size a little bit. You don't want to go too out there, and you don't want to be like too small either. You don't want to just add an extra player, because it wouldn't really make that much of a big difference. But I think 8v8, definitely that would definitely be a change, and it will definitely make the gameplay change a little bit more, and it will be a little bit more aggressive. And I think the ganking won't be so bad either, like because I doubt I doubt really like 8 versus 1. Like, I doubt that's gonna go down without somebody backing it. You know. So, but yeah, I do like the idea of an AVA. I think that'll be the perfect kind of game mode, 4v. Not yeah, AVA. What we on about? Yeah, AVA, 16-player game mode. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Just with bigger map sizes as well, more things to do on it. Like, you know, you got your battleship, and you know, you can kind of repair your ship, not like no Fortnite thing, but like repair your base if you need to prevent people from coming in. And then you got to kind of like slash down the barriers or something to get inside, or someone's got to use their feet like arrows to get through, and then you can come in and, you know, set down some traps or something. Like, you know, there's so much potential that they could potentially do with this game. And with regards to like illustrations and things like that, I think they could make it even better, with make the illustrations so much bigger behind the person, like make it like a part of like your character, in a sense that um that when you get to kill these executions, like especially with the next gen as well, like next gen kind of front up could be amazing, you know, like these illustrations, the graphics, and you know, the sound, the oh, I can imagine it already. The 3D audio, it's just gonna be like you're on that battlefield, you know. So I really can't wait for it, and I really hope that they do it. I think it does have a lot of potential. So so yeah, I guess I guess a lot of people are just like really anticipating this kind of sequel. Um, um, Hopefully in the future I will be talking about this again, because I look, actually, you can tell I'm quite passionate about the game and it's something I'm interested in. Maybe I might even put like a couple of gameplay or something of gameplay of how I play on Frontal. But right now I just really want to make this channel just a kind of discussion kind of channel, a channel that I can talk about these kind of gaming games that I'm interested in, TV series that I'm interested in, movies that I'm interested in, those kind of things. Because yeah, maybe the community agrees with me on certain things, maybe they don't, but it's all a discussion at the end of the day. It's all opinion. You know, it doesn't really matter what I think, it's what you think, and whatever makes you happy, and that's fine. Um, but yeah, just want this channel to be a kind of discussion type thing. Um, what was I gonna say? I can't remember what I was gonna say now. But but yeah, I guess here like the Egyptians, Native Americans, like these kind of people want something new, something fresh. I think Egyptians will be definitely a good faction. I think they must be looking into this. They must be. Um, but the first kind of negative review I've seen here, bad, extremely bad. I doubt it, to be honest. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's only good, to be honest. I think it only benefit the I think it'll only benefit the franchise more than anything. But improved fighting system, more refined. Hopefully, they get people who actually practice with weapons as a profession to mocap. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I don't think they're doing this now. I don't know if they're doing this now or not. But yeah, I agree so too. With the kind of character models, have the character perform movesets the way that a real shaman would perform the moves, and vice versa. You know, with like Egyptians, and I know you can't get a real Egyptian, but you know you kind of get somebody that's passionate about that kind of era to know how they would perform using certain weapons, etc. So so yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a day here for this video. Like I said, I'm always interested to go back to this idea. So whether or not people want to hear me discuss about this topic more, you know, then just let me know in the comment section. But yeah, this is just something that I'm kind of interested in. So I'm more than happy to speak about this again. Like I said, maybe some gameplay in the future. But for now, I just want to keep this as a discussion kind of channel. But yeah, anyway, it's been Mr. Elaborate here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day and peace.